guys, this is Chris again, coming at you with another unboxing and review. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing that Seiko, that Patty, that solar tuna. Look for a review of this guy coming up pretty soon. But a little backstory on how I got this Oris. I received this Oris on trade with my tag. Same gentleman up in Canada that I traded the Mule Glasuta in the Doxa with. So I knew the deal was going to be good because I dealt with it before. But this is my first Oris that I have owned. I've had an Oris, and if you look at one of my very first videos, I had an Oris Diver 65 that my buddy Sam lent in. So I knew the quality of Oris was really good, and I may eventually still end up getting a Diver 65. They're really great watches. But I've always wanted to check out an Aquis, and I figured this was a good chance for me to check it out. So I ended up doing a trade, and I ended up getting a different Aquis than what everybody else has. I got this is the, if you've heard of the Great Barrier Reef edition, it's a limited edition. I believe they only do like 2,000 a year, and it's usually an Australia release, which of course a lot of people get at gray market or get it shipped over here if they're really into the watches. That's how it ended up in Canada, I believe, probably gray market or something like that. I would think it may have been bought at an 80. But like I said, this was an Australian release, and this is the second edition. They're on their third now, and this is the like I said, the second edition, and it is a 46mm watch. A little bit on the bigger side, but it actually wears a little smaller than the spec state. And the cool thing about the Great Barrier Reef is, I believe some of the funds that are used whenever the watch is purchased, I believe some of the funds go to help the Great Barrier Reef out. Kind of like an environmental kind of thing, which is kind of cool. Like I said, it's kind of a cool story with the watch, and cool that Oris does it. Like I said, something kind of different, kind of unique from everything else. Like I said, this size is a 46mm size, but they also have all kind of different versions of regular Oris. They have the new mint green version. They have a blue dial, a gray dial. They have all kind of different ones. They have like even a 39.5mm one, which is one that I was actually looking at before. It was almost a 40mm one. But like I said, this came my way across the trade. So let's go to the desktop and do a little unboxing. Here's the box in question. Nothing too fancy here. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. You see that infamous Oris red here. Now this did come with a second rubber strap, which is pretty cool. I'll probably end up switching out this yellow, which will work pretty nicely with the dial. And again, as we see, nothing too crazy here is the Oris, the user manual. Nothing too fancy there. Like I said, you guys have all seen all that before. What you're here for is the watch. And here is the watch in question. You can see that blue kind of dial. And this has a unique day-date window. The day is actually going around this little circle here. And the current day, which I don't have the right date or day set, but the current day, of course, is marked in yellow there. And the date window, of course, has the yellow markings to go with the yellow chapter ring around here. This is a unidirectional bezel. Bezel play is actually pretty smooth. And this does use a Salida movement. I believe it's the SW200 or 250, I can't remember. But it does use the Salida movement. That's what Oris always uses. And it comes on this rubber band. And the only negative on the Oris Aquis is that they can't really, that I know of, you can't really change out the band. But these are pretty comfortable bands. And I believe these are 22mm lugs. And like I said, this is a 46mm watch. It is definitely a beast of a watch. It does have 500-meter water resistance. It is, like I said, this is the Great Barrier Reef 2. This is the second edition. This came out Bezel Reeled of 2016. So it's a couple years old. These brand new retailed for $2,300. I believe now you can probably pick them up used on the secondhand market, probably around $1,600, $1,700, something like that. Like I said, I traded my tag for it. So I got it that way. You can see the Oris sign crown. This is screwed in crown. That little yellow second hand going around. Pretty nice little touch, added touch to the yellow around the chapter ring here. Like I said, the date window is pretty clean. There at 6 o'clock. You know I'm not a big date window guy. And then here is the back, the case back. Pretty cool, like I said. You can see the Oris logo there on the strap. Now here's the case back here. You can see the Australia. And you can see the Coral Sea. Of course, the Great Barrier Reef is in the Coral Sea. 500-meter water resistance, so you got plenty of water resistance on this. This is a sapphire crystal. 316L stainless steel. I believe this sucker comes in at about 13-14 millimeters, so it definitely is a pretty thick watch, but like I said, it really doesn't wear that bad. I'll show you what it looks like on my 7 after this wrist. I'll take off the tuna here. I'll do a little size comparison just to show you guys. Like I said, this is my first Aquis. This is the first Oris that I've owned personally. Not the first time I've tried an Oris out, but the first Oris I've owned. And I got it on trade, like I said, so here you can see size comparison here. The tuna and the Oris Aquis. Definitely a tall watch. Not for the fair-wristed either. But like I said, Oris does come with, they do make a 39.5 millimeter version now. The Great Barrier Reef, they have the version 3 is out now. I believe it just came out this year, and it's more of a turquoise, like teal kind of blue almost. Different color blue. Most of the Aquis regular size are about 43 millimeters. And like I said, they just recently came out with the 39.5. So if you're smaller wristed, you really want an Oris. The Aquis, I would definitely suggest getting the 39.5 millimeter version. But overall, like I said, this doesn't really wear too bad. Kind of reminds me of my U1, something along those lines. Maybe that I used to have. My Zen. Or my Breitling, the Super Ocean Heritage 44 millimeter that I had there for a little while. Kind of wears similar to that. You can definitely tell it's on the wrist. But anyways, guys, this has been Chris with the Oris Aquis unboxing review. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. Alright, peace.